So once price broke down 59.84, there was momentum that actually continued in the trade direction. But once again, this isn't coming from, 1 minute orb down just because the 1 minute opening range was broken.
Hey everyone, Simon and Aiman are here. Today we are going to be making a new video on the stock trading simulator series. This time we will be explaining the trade Simon took on 21st of December. The trade was taken on PFE, he played a momentum breakdown on it, and we will explain it as we always do, going from bigger time frames to the smaller time frames. But before we start, I wanted to remind you of new features that we have added. The first one is the dark mode. Below the clock, you can just click on that small button down there and it would instantly turn it into a dark mode if you prefer this mode. If you click on it again, it will take it back to the light mode. The other feature, and that's actually a good feature, is the share on Twitter. If you are executing the trade, getting your entry exits, you could click on this button and it will redirect you to your Twitter page with a link. There it is. And what you can do is tag me or tag Simon and type any question you have. If you want us to take a look at that, we are enough active on Twitter. We'll take a look at your trade. Going back to the trade, PFE, why was this thing chosen? If you take a look at PFE on the daily chart, you could see that this thing is already overextended on the daily chart. It went from $50 all the way to $62 with literally no pullbacks, making a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And I know we had a couple of dojis around here, but they still were making higher lows and there was still no real pullback on this stock. The other thing is you could see that here for 3 days it's been struggling at the high. And today, closer to the close, it was enough close to yesterday's low. So what is the key level on this one here? The key level is yesterday's low, and that's approximately 59.82. Yeah, around 59.82, which is yesterday's low. And basically, once the stock breaks this level, you could anticipate that there will be some flush in this thing, especially that if you take a look previously on the 60-minute chart, the 59.82 acted as support. It's not a bad level from here, 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 and here, and it acted as a support for a pattern on the 60-minute chart. A, B, C, D, trend continuation pattern. And whoever played this one for a breakdown account at 60-40 or 60-45, I mean anywhere above here or anywhere here, the logical stop loss to have is this level around here. And once this level is broken, you could expect a flush at least to the next level. And the next level around here is 2 days ago low. That's around 50.70. So these are the main reasons to play this stock, and this is basically the plan. Once you have drawn your levels, once you've set your plan, all you need to do is to go to the smaller time frames and execute this trade. So let's say it's Simon, and Simon can explain to us how he played this one in detail.
Awesome. So taking a look, everyone, Eamon, if you just go ahead and hit play, the way I actually went about my execution was taking an early entry. So I scaled into my position. I actually put on half our risk in the first 1 minute candle here. So if we short 100 shares in anticipation of the breakdown. And once again, this is something that I've been working on, scaling into my positions, working on some ads after additional confirmation. But essentially, I took my first entry because there was some very clear signals on both the level 2 on the time and sales that although this candle was very low volume, as Eamon said, we are short bias, we have the trading plan, we have those key levels. I haven't seen any confirmation. All of the bids are stepping down on the level 2 and there's large orders below the break of this level. These are excellent tools to leverage alongside, the technical patterns that we see here. Where I look to actually add to my position is on the second minute, once the level was actually broken at 59.82 is where I actually took 2 additional entries. So one upon the break, So as this candle had volume come in, you can see the entry right there around 59.70, and then additional entry on the next actual candle breaking that low. So, various entry styles. You can obviously treat this as kind of a 1 minute orb down if you're able to kind of catch the move, or as Aiman and I said, you're trying to just get your entries as close to possible as to the level. Hence, my methodology for both scaling into my position, right? So taking a half R risk before the level break, half an R risk after the level break, and then adding a full R after the fact. and actually moving my stop down. So, with the initial entry, my stop was the most recent 1 minute swing high, and then it moved down to just above the level. So my stop was around 59.83. And just to give context as well to these wicks are just an actual little bug specific to this kind of PFE chart that we're running through. So we're actually working on fixing that and have kind of submitted that and should have that fixed in the near future. But those wicks didn't actually exist on the chart. So once price broke down 59.84, there was momentum that actually continued in the trade direction. But once again, this isn't coming from, 1 minute orb down just because the 1 minute opening range was broken. This isn't coming from Aiman and I just trading the 5 minute chart. This was, as Aiman said, a level of support on the 60-minute chart where there was a large amount of stop orders getting stopped out. You could see that on the huge volume that spiked through the level. And then you can also anticipate and trade plan for a certain degree of momentum, given the fact that the daily is as extended as it is. So where we were actually looking for our profit target was, as Aiman mentioned, I believe it was 2 days ago low, and that coincided with around 58.70, 58.69. So that was actually my all or nothing target. I was comfortable because I was risking 2R at this point, holding to exactly that target and getting 100% out. So in this case, I actually didn't take any partials, but because I had those tight stops, because number one, remember I took that earlier entry with half an hour risk, a great entry on the other side of the level after 59.82 broke. I was essentially all out. The second it ticked down to 58.70 or around 58.69. I don't remember the exact exit, but overall, this is kind of how I went through the methodology of both the anticipation of the breakdown, adding and scaling into my position once I actually had confirmation of the level breaking, as well as leveraging a profit target that I had set from a clear 60-minute level. Something to work on in the future is, ways to maximize this move through profit taking, but Aiman and I will kind of cover that in future videos as well, as far as, longer holds go, because this is a little bit more of a scalping setup given, the distance between our entry and the target. But overall, once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please, like and subscribe to the channel. And to the video, leave any comments you might have, any questions. Feel free to tag us either on Twitter, as Aiman mentioned, in your own replay practice, as well as make sure that you're following Aiman and I on Twitter as well. But really looking forward to developing some more content. We'd love to kind of know your thoughts around what videos you'd like to see related to the simulator tool. And other than that, we'll call it a day, and have a great holiday, everybody. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.